The more you sweat in planning, the less you bleed in execution. Now, let me tell you about WAKATI WETU Festival that just concluded in this wonderful and Team Sidai venue. 4 months ago, a friend recommended us to plan the WAKATI WETU Festival, and we got right into it, jumped on that ship and started to plan for this event. It is a reparations event, speaking about a lot of injustices, and as you would expect, there's a lot of injustices that have happened, especially to Africans. One of the things that was key for us as the planners of this event is we're speaking about injustices, but how about we source for a venue that has wellness in it, you know, lush trees, relaxation, massages, and that is how we ended up with the Team Sidai venue, because we wanted our guests to experience this place as well as have some wellness and healing as part of their conversations about reparations, because reparations is a very big topic, and it hurts a lot to speak about reparations, especially the injustices, but we were so happy to find a venue where healing could be part of what the delegates felt when they came to this venue. So one of the things we wanted to do is with this scenic view. By the way, it is beautiful. We have the Ngong Hills right behind me, and we needed to ensure that all this is captured in part of the healing, you know, looking at the hills. And then we decided to do a setup of this event that we would appreciate the scenic venue. So we didn't want any walls. We wanted it to be very different, very open, and wanted to make it very comfortable for delegates. We even had cute bean bags right at the front. If you're tired of sitting, just come and relax on the bean bags, watch the sessions and see what is going on. And it's what we were calling an unconferencing event, because too many conferences are happening in closed spaces, but this one wanted to appreciate the openness, the beauty, the lushness, and so we wanted to have this very open space. The creatives were very colorful, very Africanized, and that was a theme we carried all through the event, and that's what you will see and enjoy about what we have created. The menu conversation was interesting because it was part of the experience we wanted to give the delegates for this event. So we went with a Kenyan street food menu. You can imagine the madafu guy was here, the rose maester was here, the gathufu was here. So we went with a very authentically Kenyan street food menu. We even had mayai pasu and smokies. And you wouldn't believe, and team was challenged. We challenged the chef and we told him we don't want any of that buffet food. We want to go back to our roots, have our miwa. Even we had the Ethiopian coffee, mama with her great essence, all around in the space, and we enjoyed an authentically Kenyan food, street food experience. That one was amazing, that one was memorable, and the delegates will take one that they will never forget. I tell you, this event was very interesting because we had 21 suppliers at the venue. You can imagine we are managing 116 people from different companies. One of the things we needed to do is ensure there is training of these teams, because with training of these teams, we can perform our duties in a very excellent way, because everybody knows what their role is. Everybody knows when to load in, when to load out. We have run sheets, and with a run sheet, we are even 1 hour ahead of the schedule, seeing and planning what should go into what space. There are lists that we are following. If you train your people in this way, people know what to do. And the more people know what to do, you're not babysitting, they run their work professionally. So it made it so seamless for us. And even the beauty about this training, we also go through risks, potential risks that we can see at this event, and even ask ourselves, how do we mitigate? That way we reduce what could go wrong, what issues that could arise, and then we have a plan in place. So that is why we had even our ambulance service here, and Team Sidai even supported us with a wellness clinic in case anything went wrong, especially with our delegates, a lot of them who are international. We had a plan in place and we knew what to do. You know, in events we say nothing goes wrong, it just goes differently. because it doesn't matter how you plan. There's always situations that can come up on the fly that you have to prepare for. Like we had a front office where people are at the various spaces that we had planned here. And there's also a back office, because the back office now is dealing issues on the fly and as and when they arise. Some delegates come, maybe they're replacing somebody who was on the list. So now you have to go into badge printing, or speakers come, they want to print some information that they're going to use in their presentation. Those kind of fluid situations, you have to be very ready for them. And let me tell you, it really works when you have a good team in place, because each team member has the power to give to problem solve for whatever situation arises. And that is an amazing characteristic, because it lessens the work of all team members, because work is evenly distributed. People are empowered to make decisions, and that is what it means to have a right team. And I can tell you for a fact, event planning, execution, management, as well as even event design, it is a science. It's not about the flowers or the placement of the tablecloths and the decor. This goes well beyond that. It's a lot of science behind the thought process, the thinking, and you can even see from the video, we have even gone into event design, because that is a very important aspect for us. So these are things we want planners to be very considerate about when they're planning their events. We actually have a Nitty Gritty Way, because we have even a workbook that I have written that simply tells us how do you plan for this event. All these sheets that we are using for running this festival, they were all in here. And it's something we use as a toolkit within our organization to know how to manage each and every aspect of this event. And you can imagine, for example, we have international delegates coming in. We are doing airport transfers. We are also doing inter-hotel transfers, because we took all the hotels in Karen. That's where we were housing the delegates for this event. And you can imagine even managing 64 speakers at this event. That was no mean feat. And you have to be very organized, very meticulous in the planning process, because you must ensure that things are moving seamlessly and multiple functions are happening at the same time. That is how we ended up working even with partners who knew their work very well, who are in charge even of airport transfers, who are in charge of audiovisual, who are in charge of furniture placement, and that is how we managed to succeed for this event.